would hate having to do this every single month. Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Alex and today I am bringing you my winter book haul. Now it has been a hot minute since I have done a book haul on this channel. You guys know if you've been on this channel for a while that I don't usually buy books. I either read them from the library or on my phone. So I do not have a whole lot of new books coming into my household and onto my shelves. I've only ever actually done one other book haul on this channel, which was my summer book haul that I posted back in August or September, talking about a big handful of books that I had received over the summer. So this video is going to encompass everything that I've received since that last video. So it's actually more than just winter. It goes back to about September or October of last year up until now. I should also mention that this does not include any of the books that I've been gifted on NetGalley or Edelweiss. So before we get into the video, if you're new here and you're not already, be sure to go down and hit the subscribe button as well as the bell icon down below so that you never miss out on any of my content. And without further ado, let's get started. So the first set of books that I'm going to be talking about is a trilogy, and I actually did not buy them all at the same time, but I'm just going to talk about them together since they are a completed trilogy, and that is the Scythe Trilogy by Neal Shusterman. So we have Scythe, Thunderhead, and The Toll. Now, oddly enough, I actually bought The Toll first. I had read Scythe and Thunderhead back in 2018, got them from the library and read them, and then when this one came out in November of 2019, I pre-ordered it because I wanted it right away. Yeah, I haven't read it yet. Don't shame me for that, but here we are. It's on my shelf, so I have it. Very excited to get to it, but this is actually the one that I came across first. And then after I had already purchased The Toll, I went to Books A Million and found Scythe on their bargain shelf for like $5 or $7. I decided to go ahead and pick it up. And then with Scythe, I wound up getting a gift card to Barnes & Noble for Christmas, and this is one of the books that I got with that gift card, so that is how I wound up with all three of the books in this trilogy. Pretty much everybody already knows by now, but Scythe is a trilogy that is set in a near future utopian society where there is no more death. We have conquered death, and the only way that anybody can die anymore is through a scythe. So there are these people in the society called scythes who would determine who gets to live and die, and they glean people or kill them in order to keep the population under control. Well, at the beginning of the first novel, we follow our two main characters, Citra and Rowan, and they are both training to be scythe apprentices throughout this first novel, and the story goes on from there. I feel like there is so much hype about this series on BookTube, and for good reason. It is one of my favorite trilogies of all time, and I can say that with confidence, even though I haven't read the third novel, but I really hope to read it soon because I just need to get on it. I'm debating whether or not I want to reread Scythe and Thunderhead first, but we'll see. So next I'm gonna go ahead and talk about the two other books that I bought with that gift card that I got for Christmas. So I bought Scythe first, and I also got With the Fire on High by Elizabeth Acevedo. I talk about this book in pretty much every single one of my videos, so I don't feel like I really need to tell you exactly what it's about, but if you don't know somehow, it follows our main character Amani, who is a teen mom trying to navigate her way through high school. She lives with her grandmother. They're trying to make ends meet, and she also is trying to establish a relationship with her baby's father, figure out what she wants to do out of life, and follow her true passion, which is cooking. And in this novel, Amani gets to go on a culinary excursion to Spain where she gets to let that passion blossom. Like I said, you guys know, this is my favorite book of all time. I absolutely adore it. I listened to it on audiobook actually the first time around, so I have never read it in print, but if I do ever get back around to rereading it, which I hopefully will soon, I'll definitely be picking it up in print. And the last book that I wound up buying with that gift card is Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Now, if you guys have seen my favorite books of 2019 video, you'll know that this was my second favorite book of 2019, and it is really high up there as well. I think about this book all the time. It's kind of crazy, but I want to reread it so bad. This is another one everybody and their mom has read and loved, but if you don't know what it's about, it essentially follows this fictional band called Daisy Jones and the Six that were really popular throughout the 70s, and they wound up randomly, suddenly breaking up at the height of their career. So this book is told in an interview style format with all the former members of the band talking about, you know, how they met and their rise to fame and why they broke up. This is one that, whether you've read it before or not, if you have not experienced this story on audio, I 100% recommend that you do it that way. This audiobook is narrated by a full cast and it is phenomenal. I wanted to re-listen to it immediately after it ended, and this book, I still think about it almost every day. It really impacted me, and this is, again, one of my favorites of last year, one of my favorites of all time. And the last 4 books in this book haul all came from Book of the Month. So if you guys don't know, I am an affiliate with Book of the Month, and if you are interested in signing up for the service, I do have a link in my description box in every video, and if you click that link, it does provide me with a small commission, but it doesn't cost you any extra. And also, if you haven't heard, Book of the Month is actually merging with Book of the Month YA. So they're not going to be two separate services anymore. They're all going to be one service, the same, great quality, free shipping, everything that you know and love about Book of the Month and Book of the Month YA. But these 4 books are the 4 most recent that I have received from them, but it doesn't exactly add up for the months because I did skip a couple of months, which is one thing that I really do enjoy about Book of the Month. If you look at their selection for a certain month and you don't see a book that you're really excited about, you can skip a month and you will not be charged for it, and that book that you would have bought turns into a credit that you can then use at a later date, and you won't get charged whenever you use it. So that is really convenient. So the first one that I have here was my September pick, and that was The 10,000 Doors of January by Alex E. Harrow. Now this book follows our main character, January, and she is the ward of this really wealthy man, and in his house are all of these crazy and weird and unique artifacts that are just spread all over the place. And one day January winds up finding this mysterious book that she picks up, and she is transported into this magical world, and the synopsis says that the story in the book starts to entwine with her own. So I still have not picked this up yet, even though I got it in September, but I'm really excited for it. I have heard mixed reviews about it, but regardless, I am very intrigued. Next, my December pick was The Queen of Nothing by Holly Black, and this is the 3rd and final book in the Folk of the Air trilogy. Now, this is one that I have already read. I believe that I read it in January. I will leave a link to the video where I talked about it in a wrap-up up in the card for you. But I thought this book was just okay. Like I said, this is the 3rd book in a trilogy. I liked this book the least out of the entire trilogy. It was really short. I didn't feel like I cared about the characters enough as I should in a 3rd book in a trilogy, and it just overall didn't really hit the mark for me. So this one was kind of meh, middle of the road. I may not hang on to this one forever, especially since I don't have the other 2 books in the series. And then my pick for February was Yes, No, Maybe So by Becky Albertalli and Aisha Saeed. This book follows our 2 main characters, Jamie and Maya, and they meet when they start to go political canvassing together. So this is, I think it's described as a politically charged romance. There's a lot of politics, political discussion happening in here, and a romance on the side. I have heard very good things about this one. I really want to pick it up soon because this is the last work I need to read by Becky Albertalli to do a backlist breakdown about her. So I'm hoping to get to this one soon. It is actually pretty chunky for a contemporary. It is over 400 pages long, so it is pretty long, but I'm hoping to get to it in either March or April. That way I can do a backlist breakdown on Becky Albertalli. And finally, the newest book in my collection, my March pick, actually just showed up in my mailbox yesterday, and that is The Kingdom of Back by Marie Lu. So this book follows our main character. I'm not sure how to pronounce her name. It looks like Nannerl, but she is Mozart's sister, and she is actually a composer herself. She is very musically gifted, and that is all that she wants to do with her life, but she knows that when she turns 18, her father is going to be marrying her off, and he thinks that's all she's good for, and she does not want that to happen. She just wants to pursue music. Well, as she and her brother Wolfgang start to grow up, Wolfgang starts to become more and more talented and winds up surpassing her. She is very angry and upset about this until one day a mysterious man shows up and approaches her with an irresistible offer, but her part of the deal could cost her everything. This is the first time that Marie Lu has gotten into historical fiction, and it says there is some magical elements in here as well. Very intrigued by this one. I have enjoyed Marie Lu's work in the past. I have read the Warcross duology by her, which I really enjoyed. Hoping to read more from her, starting with this one. So that is it for all the books that I have acquired over the last few months. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and let me know the most recent book that you purchased. As always, if you enjoyed today's video, please be sure to go down and give it a big thumbs up, as well as hitting the subscribe button and the bell icon down below so that you never miss out on any of my content. So until next time, bye!